Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're taking all that chaotic digital data of yours and transforming it into a crystal clear structure. We're going to be synthesizing some of the best digital organization methodologies out there to show you exactly why systems are always going to beat out the tools themselves. But first, I've got to ask you, where are you actually storing your ideas right now? I mean, does this sound familiar? You're completely drowning in sticky notes around your monitor, you've got like 10 different chats going with yourself across various messaging apps, and your to-do lists are so massive, they honestly just give you anxiety. You know, digital clutter is a very real modern problem we're all dealing with. When we finally decide to tidy things up, we usually run into the two heavyweights, Evernote and Notion. But how do you actually choose? Well, think of Evernote like a really convenient drawer. You just open it, toss a thought inside, and completely forget about it until you need it again. Notion, on the other hand, it's like an empty apartment. You get the space, sure, but you have to build the walls, arrange the furniture, and construct your ideal workspace entirely from scratch. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap to digital minimalism for today's explainer. We'll start with the app dilemma, move into the P.A.R.A system, break down Zettelkasten and smart note-taking, and finally, wrap up by building your custom Notion workspace. Starting us off, Section 1, the app dilemma. You see, picking an app is really just step one. The real trick is understanding what you actually need instead of just chasing the latest trend. According to our sources, Evernote is absolutely the undisputed champ when it comes to blazing fast note-taking, rock-solid offline access, like when you're stuck on a plane, and super powerful text search. Notion, though, is pretty much unmatched if you're looking for a limitless builder. We're talking custom databases, team wikis, and full-scale project management capabilities. Moving right along to Section 2, the P.A.R.A system. Here's the thing. Any app is totally useless without a real organization framework backing it up. And that is exactly where Tiago Forte's P.A.R.A method comes into play. It's built on this brilliantly simple idea that your whole life can be sorted into just 4 categories. First up, P for projects. These are your short-term efforts. They have a specific goal and a hard deadline. Think along the lines of finish the website design or buy a new computer. Next is A for areas. Now, unlike projects, these never really finish. They are ongoing responsibilities that need your constant attention. We're talking about things like your health, your personal finances, or your daily HR duties at work. When we have R for resources, these are basically just topics you're interested in and want to gather information on. It could be graphic design, personal productivity, Japanese literature, or even indoor plant care. This is your own personal, curated library. And the final A stands for archives. This is the quiet resting place for projects you finished or maybe interests that just don't captivate you anymore. Having an archive is absolutely critical because it keeps your current workspace totally clutter-free and focused purely on what actually matters right now. Now, understanding the difference between a vague area and an actionable project is literally a game changer for your productivity. Take a look at your own to-do list for a second. Do you have stuff on there like strategic planning or hiring that just sits there for months without ever getting crossed off? That's because they're areas. You can't just go and do them. But if you take that vague area of hiring and turn it into a concrete project like hire one designer, you instantly give yourself a burst of motivation and a way to see real visible progress. All right, Section 3, Zettelkasting and smart note-taking. So, now that we know how to organize our files using P.A.R.A, how do we actually generate and develop the ideas themselves? Enter the Zettelkasten method. It was developed by sociologist Niklas Luhmann, and get this, he used it to write over 70 books. This is not your basic high school note-taking. It's a dynamic idea factory. Step 1 relies on fleeting notes, those quick random thoughts you get in the shower or out on a walk. Step 2 is literature notes, which are insights you pull from reading or watching content. And finally, Step 3 is permanent notes, where you take those scattered thoughts and synthesize them into connected, standalone concepts. To make this actually work, though, you've got to stick to some pretty strict principles. First is atomicity, which is a hard rule, strictly one idea per note, no exceptions. Then there's autonomy, meaning every single note has to make complete sense on its own, without needing any outside context. Also, you have to write entirely in your own words. This is amazing because it automatically cures blank page syndrome. You're not just mindlessly copying, you're digesting the knowledge and building your own web of ideas. Oh, and one more thing, never delete your notes. If an idea gets stale, just chuck it into the archives. Which brings us to Section 4, Building Your Notion Workspace. Let's take all these beautiful concepts and put them into practice. Notion gives us this incredible technical arsenal to bring these systems to life digitally. You've got layouts, allowing you to view your data as a classic table, an interactive map, or a Kanban board. Then you have filters and grouping to organize the chaos by task status, like to do or in progress. Conditional formatting is awesome too. You can color code your finished tasks green for that quick visual win. And linked databases, those are basically magic. They let you pull source data from entirely different pages right into one unified spot. To give you a real-world example, senior engineer Maxim Trushevich shared this brilliant way to take back control. To avoid getting completely lost in those massive corporate Jira boards, he built his own developer task template directly inside Notion. Every single task gets a number, a Jira link, a time estimate, a date, and, this is the best part, a decomposition checklist. Breaking down complex tasks into tiny little steps gives you total control, so you literally never forget a thing. So what's the biggest takeaway from all of this? It's that if you actually invest a bit of time up front to set up a proper framework, the system will eventually bend to your habits, not the other way around. You end up creating this incredibly frictionless environment that is perfectly molded to how your unique brain works. I really want to leave you with this final thought today. At the end of the day, tools are just a means to an end. They are completely secondary to your systems. The absolute best system out there is simply the one you actually enjoy returning to every single day. So, what's it going to be? Which system will you choose to finally get your digital life organized? I really hope this explainer inspired you to go out and build your own perfect setup. Thanks so much for tuning in. Stay focused out there, and we'll see you next time.